The bride committed suicide on the wedding day. But her 4 best friends just stood looking on. Without stopping it, everyone thought that the person who led to her death was one out of 4 best friends. So who was the killer in the end? A few hours ago, this was a political marriage. Rue invited all 4 of her close friends to be bridesmaids. They were Sala, the girl who knows the most dissipated one. On, the one who has many confidants. Ooze, the most beautiful girl. And Mean, the person who looks the most simple. The bride just appeared. They scrambled to congratulate her. Looked like they were close friends. But they all had their own plots. The wedding was about to start, but the groom still hasn't appeared. The fact was that the groom is still in another person's bed, and hadn't woken up yet. He heard that it was time to get married. He got up and put on his clothes and ran over. Out of 4 friends, the person who had the best affection for the bride was Mean. At the wedding, a lot of things were in charge of her. She promised her best friend that the wedding would go smoothly. After a while, the groom rushed over. The 2 of them glanced at each other to show displeasure. But they still have to pretend to be happy to walk on the red carpet. The groom gently spoke a declaration of love. The guests sitting below all applauded. The presenter introduced the climax of the wedding. It was the way to love and marriage of the bride and groom. But the happy scene only played a short part. Next was the image of the bride hitting someone else. For others, it was normal. But their family was a leader in the legal profession. This was like slapping themselves in the face. Rue was scared and ran down to ask for help. On told her to pretend to faint. The wedding just like that was cancelled midway. Then the mother ran in and slapped her. Swearing at her can only cause trouble. Then they got into a fight. It was an extremely chaotic scene. You should go to die. Don't embarrass me like that. The sisters all ran to comfort Rue not to be too sad. Rue asked who released the video. Everyone said they all deleted it. But now the organizer came in and said, there was a woman backstage want to change the video. She also took away the old USB. Although he couldn't see her face clearly, he noticed that her hand was wearing a wreath like Mean's. As soon as they heard that, everyone looked at Mean. Ooze also took out Mean's bag. There was the USB that was taken away inside the bag. Everyone thought she did it. Even Rue was disappointed and slapped her. Rue, I'm telling the truth. I don't do it. Why did you do that? Why? It's not me. I don't do that, really. I don't know why it's in my pocket. When they remembered, they ran to find Rue. Rue was standing in front of the broken glass door. She flashed a cold smile. Then let her fall. The groom wanted to remove the relationship. The rumor had been spread that the girls killed Rue. He was going to publicize their group hysteria photos. Continue to direct public opinion to protect his honor. But the sisters who knew about it went out immediately. The first was to find his gay lover. It was this young man with a milky face. That made the groom couldn't even get out of bed on the wedding day. They dragged the man into the processing corner. Then told someone to tell the groom. He opened his phone and saw a picture of the 2 of them. If this photo went viral, his open future would also be ruined. The sisters' tricks made him suddenly remember Rue's warning. You should be afraid of me too. If you betray me, I have 4 best friends who are always ready to handle you. Next, he received an anonymous message. You made our photos public. So we also made your photo public. Then let's go to hell together. At this point, the groom also had to give up the trick. The sisters saved the photos and let the groom's boyfriend go. They couldn't go to see Rue at the end of the road. That's why they went to spread flowers for her today. Ooze proposed if Rue was gone. So this sisterhood also should disband. Everyone had no opinion. In the end, On only had one request. Everyone was not allowed to tell the secret of the sisterhood to others. Just like that, the sisters' bond for nearly 10 years went their separate ways now. But it was really just a confrontation with Mean. Because everyone thought she was the killer. She had also searched for evidence. But all the related items were taken by Rue's brother. She quickly ran to ask the camera backstage. But the entrance to the backstage was right at the dead corner. Couldn't see who it is. At this time, the colleague curiously asked Mean, what kind of person is Rue? Why would someone hurt her on her most important day? Is it possible that she would do such bad things to other people? When she heard these words, her eyes were a little different. She hurriedly changed the subject, telling her colleague to hurry up to work. At the same time, Ooze was still drowning in the pain of losing her best friend. This led to making mistakes and being criticized by the boss. Unexpectedly, her customer was Bet, also Rue's brother. Bet gently relieved her, but when he got home, he played another video. Who sneaked into the backstage to change video. He saw it all but didn't intend to say anything. On the way home, Mean realized that she was being watched. But when she turned around, she couldn't see anything. Just the boyfriend honked the horn and got out of the car. He came to give Mean night food. But when they got home, he wanted to eat her. But he was rejected by Mean. Her best friend just passed away, she was not in the mood for this. But her boyfriend blamed her from the time he met her until now. She had never agreed to do it. If she didn't want to love anymore, just say it. Of the four sisters, Min's love was the most unfavorable. Ooze had a new love. Since Bet helped her, the relationship between the two had come closer. Now Bet was also flirting, making Ooze's heart stop beating. Sisterhood seemed to be falling apart. It was an extremely complicated relationship. So who was the real killer who killed Rue in the end?